as we are just about ready to go. Josh Lambo, and we're underway here in Jacksonville. Colts will return with Ashton Doolin, one of their special teams aces. He's out past the 30, and a good return to get Phillip Rivers and Marlon Mack the lone setback as they begin from just inside their own 37. Rivers to the air. This is Mack. And he is brought down right around the 45-yard line.
Inside and use that speed across the field.
Pickup of 21, Mack. And another good pickup on first down years ago. And T.Y. Hilton trying to put an injury-plagued season from a year ago behind him. On second and short, Mack again gets close to the 22-yard. Again, C.J. Henderson, 9th overall pick. A starter, first time he steps onto an NFL field. Rivers slinging it near side, it's caught. That's Michael Pittman, the rookie wide receiver.
Smart when you're trying to keep a defense off balance and adjust it to their different looks.
On second and 5, this is Nyheim Hines breaking a tackle. And Hines getting close down to the 13-yard line.
Using his speed, but running it up inside as well.
Here's Hines again. Hines breaking a tackle, and he is in for the Indianapolis touchdown. And how about that for his season-opening drive by named Adam Vinatieri. To go all the way back to 2005, beat out Chase. As we get the first touchdown of the day across the NFL right here in Jacksonville. Blankenship with the kick. A high one. It is fielded by Chris Claybrooks just outside his own end zone.
Gardner Minshew was made of.
On first and 10, they give it to James Robinson, the undrafted rookie. As this Jacksonville offense tries to find its identity early in the season. Robinson again breaking a tackle. That's a first down run for Jacksonville. Just a few weeks ago, Robinson was basically the number 4 man on their running back depth chart. What a story this has been. Here he is again on first down. Little delayed take as he crosses the 30-yard line. It's that he brings as he comes over from Minnesota. Second and 6 from the 30. Minshew to the air for the first time. And that is complete. That is Keelan Cole on his first reception.
A little bit. He can get the ball out. That's where we see some of his best work.
Where does Minshew go here on third and short? They give it to Robinson. And that'll be the second first down run for Robinson.
The fact that he was undrafted, he's only 5'9". He ran a 4.6. That's the only reason why people are questioning.
Robinson showing the wheels again. He's inside Colts territory. As James Robinson, the Illinois State.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 65. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Away to their 26. Minshew from the gun, throws and completes. That's their second-round pick out of Colorado. Chris Thompson onto the field. Lone setback now alongside Minshew on second and long. Minshew to the check down. Here is the reception. That is Thompson. Experience to Jacksonville. We'll see how he navigates this offense with Minshew as his quarterback. Quick trigger catch. That's Thompson again. And he lunges forward. They're well short of the first down. They needed the Indy 49-yard line. And the Jacksonville Jaguars will punt.
Penalty-wise and tackling, both of these teams play here in opening week.
Hines back deep, signals fair catch. And this one bounces out of bounds just inside that Indianapolis 30-yard line. Right around 17,000 fans expected here for the Jaguars and the Colts. Second offensive possession for Indianapolis as they begin from just inside their own 33-yard line. Rivers drove him down the field, 7-play, 63-yard drive over the middle. It is Campbell. And he's inside Jacksonville territory. That's a first down pickup.
One more area that Phillip Rivers excels in is the play action pass. And Spiro, they just didn't get enough out of this part of their passing game. You can already see Harris Campbell inside crossing the field.
Second catch for Campbell. Quick strike. Mack out of the backfield. Another first down for the Colts and much more as he is inside that Jacksonville 30, finally forced out of bounds by Miles Jack.
Led offense is the use of the backs out of the backfield. Mack only had 15 catches last year, but in this offense, you can expect him to be a huge factor in the passing game, and he's got to be able to come through like that.
Here's Mack on the take from Rivers. Mack, plenty of real estate in front of him. And they are going right through this Jacksonville defense. Look, they aren't even there.
Right now, this running game, the running backs looking really good here for Indianapolis.
Nyheim Hines, the lone setback. Play action from Rivers to the end zone. Too high, intended for Jack Doyle, the tight end. No Trey Burton today. Their offseason acquisition by the Colts. 2nd and 10, just outside the 12. Rivers play action. Hesitates, fires, and completes. A little in route by Pascal on the catch. And one thing,
Likely running the ball to the other side.
Trey Herndon back onto the field for the Jags. Hines. Little delayed handoff inside the 5, down close to the 3. Let's see what they do here.
Scrimmage, two pretty smart players on both sides of the ball.
Doyle in motion, 4th and 1. Hines, they need the 2. Not sure he got it, and he did not. Hines stood up by that Jacksonville front. Gardner Minshew and company back onto the field. A little pre-snap movement. Could be a free play for Jacksonville. Robinson breaking tackles. It seems like every time he's touched the football, he's out across the 10.
Offside. Defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
Issues in the run defense for them the last couple of years, and that really was the question for Doug Marrone. He posed us, can we finally stop the run? They did there. That pass from Minshew is incomplete.
And in the run game as well.
On 2nd and 10, Minshew protected, pocket collapses, going to tuck it away and run. And we certainly saw Minshew
And keeping him in the pocket.
Minshew from the gun on 3rd and 5. Well protected over the middle. It is complete. That is DJ Chark, the Pro Bowler from a year ago.
Minshew and Chark. This is going to be zone coverage. And watch Chark. He's going to cross the field, see the linebacker, and sit it down. And right when he sits it down on that hash mark, Minshew gives him the ball to pick up a first down.
A pick up there of 7 and a first down for Jacksonville. 1st and 10 from their own 27. Minshew buried. And he never had a chance.
Last year, move out to defensive end. You know, he was a pretty disruptive pass rusher inside, but now he gets to slide out to defensive end where he...
And that takes us to the end of 1 in Jacksonville. Minshew again, well protected. Pocket starts to collapse. He's going to run for it. And he will be well short, about 5-6 yards. See Jacksonville fans wanting a late hit.
Right as he's, in my eyes, in bounds.
You wonder if
I'm
that
okay
right
with that.
foot.
Oh, come on.
Well, Arch, we know what you think. I'm a stickler for the rules. 4th and 4.
You are, my friend. You
Jacksonville will punt. Logan Cook, 2nd in the league in net punt average last year. Fair catch signaled by Isaiah Rodgers.
Should write a book.
He absolutely should. Probably will. Jonathan Taylor, a highly touted 2nd-round pick onto the field for the first time. Rivers to the air. Wide open is Hilton. 1 yards. First down, Colts.
Oh, good to see T.Y. get back into action. And that just, there's the ball in his hands on the sideline.
Rivers back to the air, far side of the field, that time incomplete. Talk about an odd sight. On 2nd and 10, Rivers from his own 30. Over the middle, and this one is caught, but they are going backwards. Paris Campbell.
Responsibility, you're going to see a lot of flash plays.
On 3rd and 10, Rivers pass a little wobbly. It's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Henderson. The young man they took with the 9th overall pick.
Up last year. You saw this quite a bit, throwing 20 interceptions. Just should have never been thrown. You know, T.Y. Hilton is blanketed in zone coverage with C.J. Henderson playing underneath and should never have thrown that football. And of the wily vet's mistakes and coming down with a huge play.
Rivers, those 20 interceptions that were such a big part of this Chargers story last year. Robinson, this young man has been able to get downhill.
Penalty, they've done a good job on that Colts defensive line.
Here's the handoff. Robinson! He has been the workhorse. First and goal from the Indy 10 as Jacksonville playing down to 7. Robinson will fight his way, get to the 5. We told you earlier, just a couple of weeks ago, this guy was basically the number 4 guy on the depth chart.
And now gets his chance here to be the starter opening day, having a nice first and second quarter.
Minshew to the end zone. It's caught. Chark. It's in the pick, and then Minshew and Chark turn it into 6.
Just really a great throw and recognition by Minshew. You see how he just ever so slightly looks off the corner.
Bowler from a year ago, 1,000 yards as a receiver. And the point after by Lambeau is good, and we are tied. With an interception just moments ago, and Gardner Minshew finding DJ Chark in the end zone, and we are tied. Logan Cook performing the kickoff.
And it's 7-7, and we have a ball game.
Loss at 3, 2nd and 13. Rivers, quick release. That's Nyheim Hines split out.
Looked like maybe this was going to be another disaster, but what Rivers sees is that Campbell has the outside position on Herndon. And so now all he has to do is lead him to the sideline and allow his...
Josh Allen was the man who nearly got the sack of Rivers. Rivers again to the air on first down. This one is incomplete, a little bit too high, intended for Campbell. And so far so good for Campbell. 4 catches, 56 yards in this first half. Play action from Rivers, little sidearm sling. Mack over the middle, and Mack. Play clock down to 1. Rivers on 3rd and 7. Near side of the field, it's caught. Hilton. First down, Indianapolis.
They know that Hilton has the advantage and he's going to be able to gain leverage, but it only happens, Spiro, because the pocket from his offensive line was simply gorgeous.
Center Ryan Kelly, Quentin Nelson, Anthony Costanzo, the terrific left side of the offensive front. Rivers goes underneath to his check down. This is Taylor, the rookie. Taylor breaking free inside the 5. He's still going. And he's just shy of the end zone.
You get a running back slipping to the other side, and that gives the space for the offensive line to climb up there, get those one-on-one blocks, and now you see Jonathan Taylor in the open field.
One of the most decorated careers by a college running back ever. Taylor on in relief as Mack still on that Colts sideline.
And then he's going to be an exciting back to watch. Look at Brissett at quarterback.
Brissett on the field, goes play action, and he is lit up by Jack.
Up and let it rip. Trying to run a little bit of a zone read, quarterback keep option, and Jack is having zero part of Jacoby Brissett.
Rivers back at quarterback on 3rd and goal. Check down to Hines. Hines downhill, and he's in for the touchdown. And Indianapolis back in front.
And look at everybody dropping back. And this offensive line is so versatile. I mean, they're tremendous run blockers. They're
receiving touchdown, the screen pass from Rivers, and Blankenship perfect on the point after. Here in muggy Jacksonville, we've had intermittent rain throughout the day, throughout the weekend, and overcast skies, as we'll see how Jacksonville responds here. Down 7 as Claybrooks watches that one bounce through the end zone. And now how does Minshew and Jacksonville respond as they begin from their own 25-yard line? Minshew's going to throw on the run, and it is caught. That is Chenault, the rookie. And that's actually... See Chenault's second catch. That one good for 18. 1st and 10. Jacksonville, quick trigger release. Cole. And he is forced out of bounds. Continues to build so much good that he did last year as a rookie quarterback as he throws and completes again to Cole. This will be a first down again inside Colts territory. Quarterbacks in victories last year. All 6 of Jacksonville's wins came with him at quarterback as he tries to build on that. Year 2 as their starter. Quick strike again. It's Chark.
Last year. He's still a pretty underrated receiver. I don't know, it's just because, you know, Jacksonville didn't really have a lot that can match up. He just got to get a little bit more refined and off to a good start.
Robinson, one of the few times he hasn't had much daylight to maneuver as he gets to the Colts 30, as that should take us to the 2-minute warning. Crew from Jacksonville, 2nd and 9. Jags as they work. Wildcat set here. Chenault, the rookie wide receiver, trying to catch that Indy defense asleep at the wheel.
Play after impact play, whether it's sacking the quarterback, picking it off, or running for a touchdown.
3rd and 4. Minshew slinging it far side. That is Cole.
And his offensive style is how much he's got to match the footwork to the passing concept.
Minshew is now 11 of 12 for nearly 80 yards through the air. And you think of this offense the last couple of years, so much of it was built around Fournette. 2nd and 6 for Jacksonville as they work from around the 15-yard line over the middle. And Chenault, touchdown Jacksonville.
In the pocket. He knows this is a blitz. He knows that it's protected. And then he has time for Chenault to come over the middle. Both defenses are a step slow in playing on their heels. They have not been able to affect the quarterback, and I think that's starting to show.
Logan Cook on to boot it away. Doolin will play it for the Colts. One of their special teams aces. And he is out across the 30-yard line. And they begin from just inside their own 33. Rivers, and that is caught. Hilton, the Chains crew set up.
What do you think? You think and get him off his timing. If he's allowed to throw the ball with timing, it's going to be tough to stop.
Rivers, check down is Hines. Unable to break the tackle at the 45-yard line. They keep him in.
And you knew Hines was kind of a 3rd down guy, but he's carrying the load.
Rivers, quick release, that is caught. Pascal. Rivers just so calm. Has been through this situation a million times in his career. Rivers again over the middle. It is caught. That's the tight end Doyle. Marker thrown.
Holding. Defense, number 25. That penalty will be declined. Result of the play, 1st down.
Timeout. Gives them a free timeout.
1 left for the Colts, 34 seconds. And a tie game here in Jacksonville. Rivers to Doyle again. Lunges inside the 25-yard line. Looks like they're going to try to get one more play off here potentially before that last timeout.
The good quarterbacks most of the time prefer to run a play rather than clock.
Rivers quick snap near side to Hines. And Hines, boy, electing to stay in bounds. A mistake there as Herndon with the tackle. And that will stop the clock as they'll take the timeout here. This will be a 38-yard attempt by Blankenship. Sanchez the holder, and the kick by Blankenship is right down Broadway, but the timeout was taken by Doug Marrone to try to ice
called their first timeout.
the rookie.
Pick the ball off, but going for the safe play.
Blankenship, good snap, good hold, and he is good again. Perfect. Sanchez approaches. And it looks like they are going to come with some trickery here. Here is Clay Brooks on the return. Clay Brooks run out of bounds finally at the 30-yard line, as that will take us to halftime here in Jacksonville. Mack has been ruled out for the second half. He went down in the second quarter with that right ankle sprain, so he will not return. And now Nyheim Hines becomes their lead back. Chris Claybrooks.
And when do I stay inside and fire that football? I think he's been on point.
Here's the undrafted rookie Robinson as he is pushed back, loses a yard, maybe 2.
Gardner Minshew just chews it up, spits it out, and he's ready to go.
Minshew on 2nd and 11 tucks it away at that last instant as he lunges forward. Minshew feels the pressure and he's sacked again.
A 3-point stance coming from the right. Look at how he just swats the hands of Cam Robinson. Make a play and get to the quarterback.
Houston led the Colts with sacks, 11 last year, double-digit sacks for the 4th time in his career. And for the first time since he led the league in 2014 with 22 in that first quarter. No Marlon Mack, if you've just joined us, sprained right ankle in the second quarter, so he is done for the day. And that means that Jonathan Taylor, the 2nd-round pick out of Wisconsin, is going to play a big role here down the stretch They'll keep it on the ground again. Taylor hit behind the line of scrimmage. We'll see where his forward momentum took him to
that Jacksonville defense.
3rd and 1. Run play called. Did they get it? And it appears as though Reich is keeping his offense on the field. They're going to go for it again.
Wouldn't be surprised for a sneak.
0-1 on 4th down today. They snap it. Rivers to the air. Wide open is Doyle. First down, Colts and more. Frank Reich.
Who was responsible, but look, everybody comes up, and then all of a sudden, Jack Doyle sneaks in from behind.
A couple of years ago in 2017. Last year, 43 catches, nearly 450 yards as a receiver for the Colts. 2017 seems like a distant memory. Back-to-back losing seasons since. But so far, a good start here against Indianapolis. Hines out of the backfield. Hines is very close.
Colts offensive line in the screen game.
Quick snap as Rivers gets him up and he finds Mo Alley Cox. First down, Indianapolis. Fresh set of downs from the Jags 12-yard line. Pittman, the rookie, in motion. Taylor gets downhill, moves that pile inside the 5. Late marker thrown near side of the field.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 72 on the end of the line was not covered up by an eligible receiver. 5 yards from the previous spot. First down.
So Braden Smith, the man penalized.
Got a quarterback that's played in this system before.
First penalty, in fact, committed by the Colts. As Taylor, no room to run there.
Up and be sound.
Rivers on 2nd and 14. They go little screen pass here to Taylor. Well played by Jacksonville. Schobert has said he's seen Rivers on 3rd and 9 to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Hilton. Well covered on the play. What a battle that has been between Hilton and Henderson, who had.
I think we got a jersey grab on Henderson.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 84 covered the tight end. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Swing from 30. The undrafted rookie from Georgia. And that one is off the upright. No good. Blankenship hit late first half. Not this time. 3-point Colts lead on CBS. And now Philip Rivers hoping to put his imprint on this franchise. Jacksonville gives to James Robinson as that story his entire football life. Robinson, 13 attempts, 66 yards as he splits out top of your screen. Minshew's 2nd down pass is caught. That's the tight end, James O'Shaughnessy. Chris Thompson onto the field, lines up at the top of your screen on 3rd and 8. Minshew from the shotgun again. Over the middle, it's caught. First down, Jacksonville. Colin Johnson.
Recurring theme, and that's Minshew's comfort in the pocket as he scans it. Goes to the right, comes all the way back to his backside receiver. Feel that rush on when to escape and when to stay in.
Robinson back on the field, offset I formation. Minshew's going to take a shot. Near side of the field, it's incomplete. There's the late flag.
Pass interference. Defense, number 27. The ball he placed the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Watch Rhodes right at the end. I thought he was in pretty good shape, but when he turns and looks for the ball, you see both of his hands are on Chark. And then when the ball is underthrown and the receiver is trying to come back to it, they're going to call that interference every time. Here be a true compliment number 2 receiver and get a lot of touches.
On 2nd and 4, Chenault, the rookie in motion. Robinson. And he is tackled. Now, Arch, we mentioned Jay Gruden. There's nothing can replicate this. Minshew now 15 of 16 for $113 and 2 touchdowns. Play action here. Minshew all day to throw, and he is sacked. Just held it too long.
Good heads-up defense. They're trying to get Keelan Cole crossing the field, but on the other side is Rock Yassin, the 2nd-year cornerback. Great reaction from Yassin to see the crossing route And when that's covered, Minshew doesn't know where to go with the football, and there comes that Colts defensive front to get him to the ground.
Field goal from 50 is good. Ashton Doolin, Naheem Hines back about a yard deep in their own end zone. And it looks like Hines is going to play it from about 4 yards deep. Crosses the 20 and he gets out close to the 22-yard line. Marlon Mack for the Colts, right ankle sprain, second quarter, done for the day. And Rivers under duress, he'll run it. Certainly not his forte as he barrels up arch close to the 25-yard line.
We talked about Gardner Minshew and how often he took off with the ball. I think Rivers was the exact opposite. No, I think that's a clean hit to the ground. I didn't think he had any chance to catch this ball.
Could be what they're discussing here.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 37. Ball he places spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Did I say it's Henderson?
17-yard penalty. Gives them a fresh set of downs from their own 42. Taylor. Well played in the flat. Joe Schobert among the tacklers. 2nd and 5. Little misdirection. Campbell able to turn the corner, and he takes a wallop by Jack. And there's a late flag.
Play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense. Number 15.
Yep.
The result of the play was a first down. It'll be 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st and 10. That is the first in the category of taunting. If number 15 gets another penalty in the same category, he will be disqualified.
Can't be flexing on him, Spiro.
1st and 10 after the penalty. See the Colts last year, fewest average penalty yards. But a critical mistake there, and then the incompletion, and now another flag is thrown.
Pass interference. Defense, number 44. Ball he places spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Pick who they took 20th overall out of LSU has come on for Jacksonville. Final 40 seconds of the quarter. Rivers slinging it again, and it's incomplete. Intended for Pascal.
But they need Allen.
So Chase on now stays on the field. Here's Taylor bouncing to the outside. Taylor so quick when he's able to get in the open field. Some movement pre-snap. Were they drawing off sides?
Yep. That was the banana in the tailpipe right there. That was just trying to get a free play right before the 4th quarter.
Defense. Encroachment. Number 94. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down. Will the game clock operator please put 1 second back on the clock, please? 1 second. This is the end.
Now we'll take the final second off the clock, and that takes us to the end of 3. We'll return to Jacksonville after this message and a word from your local station on CBS. And Indianapolis. Rivers in his Colts debut, 285 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Colts offense that has played the second half without Marlon Mack, their leading running back, 1,000-yard rusher last season, left the game with a right ankle sprain in the 2nd quarter.
So it could have been a much different feel to this game, but now we're tied up.
Here's Taylor, that little juke maneuver to the right, and well played. C.J. Henderson.
Play.
3rd and 4 officially. Rivers on the gun over the middle. It's caught by Campbell, and he appears to be short.
Perfect. Look at the target. Look at how he goes low. They're not going to go helmet to helmet, and here's Rivers at the line of scrimmage.
1 of 1 on 4th downs today. Rivers back for throw. He's picked off again, and it's K'Lavon Chaisson. Multiple flags thrown at the end of the play as Rivers makes his 2nd big mistake.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Personal foul, light side block during the return of the interception. That penalty is declined. holding defense, number 25. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. Automatic first down, Indianapolis.
Jay Hayden, that's where they call the hold, and just negates a brilliant play from the rookie defensive end. You can see just a little tug as Campbell is coming out of his break, and that one was huge.
Fresh set of downs for Rivers and company. 1st and 10. Once again goes to Taylor as check down. Taylor, open real estate. Yards most ever by a player his first 3 years collegiately. Just a legendary college career at Wisconsin, and he's looking for more. Again, Omar.
Personal foul, crackback block. Offense, number 84. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
First 3 games of the season. Rivers completes. Hines. Pick up some of that penalty yardage back.
So many opportunities, and you just can't give good offenses this many chances.
Rivers completes again. Out of the backfield as Chason with the tackle. Left leg cramp. Still has not re-entered the game. 3rd and 10. Colts have chewed up more than 8 minutes of clock on this drive. Rivers over the middle at times. They needed the 4 for the first down. Their big psychological moment for the rookie Blankenship. He hit from 38, missed his last one from 30. There's a chip shot from 25, and it is perfect. Clock. Josh Allen, by the way, 2nd-year defensive star for Jacksonville, is on the bike, was getting that left leg warmed up. He's been dealing with the cramps and is expected to return for Doug Marrone and this defense. Well, in 2 weeks, the return of the SEC on CBS features the 6th-ranked LSU Tigers beginning the defense of their national championship when they take on Mississippi State. It all kicks off with college football today at 3 Eastern right here on CBS. It's so great to be with you. NFL football back on CBS. Spiro Ditas, Adam Archuleta, our producer Jason Ross, Jim Cornell, our director, rest of our terrific CBS crew. So great to have you with us. As Gardner Minshew, the give to Robinson as they begin from their now. Underneath throw. Robinson, the workhorse, leapfrogging the defense. Incredible play by Robinson.
To make a play, simple little flare pass outside. Good block by Tyler Eifert, and Robinson just doing the rest. Goes up over the top, and now all of a sudden Minshew and the Jaguars are on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Missed tackle by the Colts. 1st and 10 inside elite territory. Minshew on the run, throwing across his body, completes. That's Tyler Eifert.
Their team.
Pro Bowler was Eifert back in 2015 before those injuries really kind of derailed his career. Robinson on the take. Can he get the Jags back in front? Fake handoff to Robinson. Minshew under pressure, completes. That's Bruce Miller, the fullback. First time we've called his number today.
First down.
Most fullbacks a dying breed in the NFL, but Miller with a big play. And look at Robinson going backwards. Kenny Moore, the late marker.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle, number 23 of the defense. 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
One of the best nickel corners in the NFL, but a big call against him there. 1st and 10. Minshew puts him there under it. Wide open is Cole for the touchdown. And Jacksonville retakes the lead.
Right to run this play last time they were in the red zone. This is zone coverage. And last time it was Rock Yassin, the corner on the other side. He saw it and sunk back and took it away. Just a different little formation, and this time Cole pops open for the touchdown.
Cole, as the point after, is good. On the State Farm postgame show. What a drive by Gardner Minshew, driving the Jags down the field. They are back in front, 24-20, with under 6 minutes left in regulation.
Players in that secondary.
We saw Josh Jones on the field here, so good sign for the Jags, but Jared Wilson had to limp off. Taylor on the catch. breaking the initial tackle and barely able to make his way to the 25-yard line.
Be able to do just that.
Rivers on second down. This is Mo Ali Cox out across the 30. They'll be about 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. Play clock down to 1. They get it off just barely. Rivers, well protected. That pass is intercepted.
Bridge dropping 8. And this is just Rivers staring down the receiver. Look, he never takes his eyes. The same place the whole time. And the former Wyoming Cowboy, Andrew Wingard, higher play.
First career INT for Wingard, who had to come on with the injuries in that back-end secondary for Jacksonville. What an incredible play by Wingard. In the meantime, look at the numbers by Minshew, just incredible. They keep it on the ground here to Chenault. We've seen Chenault in a multiple array of roles so far. He's even taken a wildcat snap.
Can't believe how good number 15 looks.
Minshew has completed 15 straight. Here they come. Minshew escapes initially, and he is going down. He does pick up. Josh Lambeau has hit 43 straight field goals in this stadium. This one from 46, and he is good again. Last year led the league most accurate field goal kicker at better than 97%. Actually, the highest number in the league in 3 years. And those mistakes by Indianapolis,
when you haven't had a lot of time, have been killer.
Colts need a touchdown. 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning as they begin here. And Rivers to the air to start. Knifley is in the game for Jacksonville. And DJ Hayden has taken the spot of Henderson, at least for the moment. 2nd and 6. Rivers to Hilton this time. First down, Colts.
In the game for the Jaguars on the other side.
2-minute warning. Rivers and company down 7. Hines will pick up a couple. That second little burst. Archie, you were just mentioning it during the break. It does feel like the Colts went away a little bit from their running game in the second half.
It does. We've been hearing about, the commitment to the run, but with 41 passing attempts in a close game, I'm a little surprised they've thrown it this much.
Rivers hit on the release over the middle. It's caught. And a big day for Campbell continued. He's in the second half. What's this?
Roughing the passer.
Wow.
Defense, number 94. That 15-yard penalty will be added at the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
Boy, that is the second defensive penalty on DeJuan Smoot, and that is huge.
He comes around and, he's going to say he was just pushing him to the ground, but, he makes contact.
Still have 2 timeouts. They're down 7. Rivers. Quick strike. That is the rookie, Michael Pittman. The 2nd-round pick out of USC. Rivers on 2nd and 4. Near side to Hilton. Incomplete. Hilton just couldn't quite squeeze it. I guess looked in, just couldn't.
The question is, was he able? We didn't see the other side, but
54 seconds. Rivers on 3rd and 4. Rivers hit on the throw, incomplete. Looking in the direction of Campbell.
If you're Jacksonville.
Here they come, they protect Rivers, fires and incomplete. And Hilton can't believe it. C.J. Henderson was there.
Henderson, hey, man to man, T.Y. Hilton, one of the best in the game, and you've got to make a play on 4th down. You knew he had to be in tight coverage.
Last year, the injuries could never quite get himself physically right. And he is going to be thinking about that one on the flight home to Indianapolis. Buck 73 completes his last 15 throws as he spoils the Colts debut of Phillip Rivers for Indianapolis. 27-20 the final as we go to James Brown.